Hello, everyone. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate, and I'm here for another episode of Tuesday Tip at 2.
Hey everybody, it is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate. And listen, I'm here for today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. Ow. I'm back, guys. So last week I did a replay. Okay, I did a replay. It has been a busy couple of weekends. I was like, listen. Thank goodness for making content that you can recycle. All right. But I'm back and I am talking about a really, really, really great topic that I touched on before. And I kind of want to do a follow up on. But first, you know what I'm going to say to you guys. Okay. Number one, I'm going to need you to subscribe. And number two, if you're interested in using me, a PA licensed realtor, to look for a property in Philadelphia and surrounding suburbs like Montgomery County or Delaware County, I'm your girl. Go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Okay, book.djmrealtyco.com. Okay. And as I always say, welcome to all my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Push the all notifications button. Thank you. Anywho, we're talking about rent to own. Rent to own. What the heck is that? Where does it come from? Who even created the term? I have no idea. I don't know all the information. This is what I do know. I do know that in my professional opinion, most times, and any realtor will tell you, rent to owns can be very scammy and are scams. Okay. It just is what it is. And honestly, people have been taken to court. People have not been taken to court because it was just, plainly not enough information or evidence to even take a person to court. People will do, private landlords most times would do these kind of napkin contracts and kind of handshake type of contracts and decisions where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sell you the property, and then all of a sudden their person is being evicted or whatever the case is, or it's just simply not what they intended, right? And so it really worked out to not be the best interest for themselves. The other thing is, unfortunately, a lot of people want to look for these rent to owns because, of course, they have the desire to own a home, but they just don't have the finances or the credit score to be able to get pre-approved, right? So rent to own, you think it's like, hey, this is the comfortable way, this is the best way, the easiest way to get what I eventually want, sooner rather than later. Well, we're going to comb through this particular program because I found thus far it has been very beneficial and helpful to people. And we're going to comb through some of the details to this program. This particular company and program is called Landis. It is a rent to own program. Okay, let me show you the website. And here it is. If you go to, of course, landis.com, you'll see the website. Looks fantastic. Apply today. And it's giving you some of the details and all that stuff that we're going to talk about right now. The Landis program, you pretty much are just applying as a tenant, okay? And it's very simple to apply. Now, for my clients, I have been inviting them to apply. And if you want more information, I can certainly invite you to apply for it. Of course, you can go on the website on your own and apply yourself. And it literally takes 2.5 seconds to apply. So, of course, there are eligibility requirements. And let's review some of those requirements. Now, what's great about the website is that they do have some frequently asked facts, if you will. You need a 550 credit score. You do have to have a income of $2,500 a month or more, or $30,000 a year or more. Okay. They consider debt to income ratio and all that good stuff. So those are the preliminary requirements in order to get your application accepted. Application is free. You're not paying like a rental application fee or anything like that. It is free. You just go in there, type in the information, type in those, answer those preliminary questions, and you should receive an answer within 24 hours. And the answer is going to be either a yes or a no. If you do receive a no, the great thing is that you can go ahead and, contact them and say, why is it no? And they'll let you know, the reason. The pull to your credit is a soft pull or a soft inquiry, meaning it's not a hard hit and it's not going to drop your credit score ridiculously. Okay. So also consider that. Now, after you get your yes or no, you're going to go ahead and upload docs. The docs are very similar to if you were getting pre-approved for a mortgage. So your W-2s, bank statements, things of that nature, you're going to upload those documents so you can continue forward in the process. Now, after that, you are going to get a purchase budget. Okay. So you're going to get a purchase budget and you're going to get a pre-qualification letter from Landis. Essentially, your security deposit that is going to be also a part of your down payment when it is time for you to actually purchase the house from Landis. Okay. So your rent is going to include the rent plus savings. That will be the savings towards you buying the house. Okay. Now, the security deposit also depends on the purchase price of the home. Okay. So just to be clear, Landis is not the lender. Okay. They are the ones who are actually buying the property and that you'll be renting from them up to 24-month period, up to a 24-month period. Okay. They want you to buy this property. Okay. Ways that they're going to help you buy this property is by giving you a house coach. Okay. So they're going to be a coach that's helping you to get your credit to where it needs to be. So if you're at a 550 or a little bit more, they're going to make sure that they're working with you in order to get you to where you need to be to qualify for a mortgage. That is the reason why that you're paying rent plus you're paying a savings portion to them. And all of that stuff is going to go towards the back end, towards your closing costs, because you're not paying any closing costs when it comes time for you to buy the house from them. They only buy homes that's between 110K to 500K. Okay. Or 110,000 to 500,000. Or when they do issue out a pre-qualification letter to you, it is time to go house hunting. So it's a great thing to get that pre-qualification letter, and they offer cash. So what they pay when they pay for the house, they're paying in cash. Why is that significant? Because listen, in this market, the inventory is still low. You may have some competition. So a lot of times cash can be an incentive for a seller. Now, Landis, they're not aggressive buyers, meaning that they require 12-day inspection periods. They require for sellers to make repairs, not to give lender credits, like if something was wrong. They require all repairs to be done. They require that you use their title company. They require that you use their inspectors. And so just understand that, they kind of run a type ship, okay? Which is understandable because, listen, they're fronting up the money. And they want to also make sure that you're in a safe and decent house. Their closing time is between 30 and 45 days, which is very standard when you're buying a house anyway. The rent that they charge you is fair market value. So for the area, for the house, that's what they're going to charge you. Now, again, once you go ahead and close on that property, you have between 1 to up to 24 months. But if you get your stuff together, if your credit gets to where it needs to be before then, at any point in time, you can buy the house sooner from Landis than the 24 months. Now you're asking, what's the kicker here? What's going on? What do they get out of it, right? I asked myself this same question. For them, really, what they're gaining is on the back end. They're gaining some money when they sell you the property, right? So they're going to factor in about a 3% markup from whatever the purchase price was, right? I'm just giving an example. They wouldn't purchase a house this low, but let's say it's $100,000 house. They buy it for you at $100,000, and guess what? When they sell it to you, it's going to be at $103,000. Okay, so that's the difference it would be. Now, some people say, well, that's a concern because what if the market shifts? What if the houses are less money when it's time for me to purchase a property? And why is that a factor? Well, it's a factor because you want to make sure that your lender is able to lend you the money to buy the house, right? An appraiser comes out, they come check out to make sure that the house is worth what you're buying it for. And if an appraiser comes out and sees that it's not, you know, will you still be able to get it from Landis? I would say generally the market shifts year over year about 3.2%, which is the norm. That is typical for the real estate market to actually go up by 3.2%. We can't tell what's going to happen in the future, right? So that can be a concern. But I will also say it seems to be more benefits in this than not. I would say a few cons in this program is that you cannot be late. You cannot be late on your payments. You have to make your payments. If you know that you're a person that's, have troubles maintaining jobs or employments, or just the work environment is kind of shaky where you are, you may not want to be in this program, only because you want to make sure that you make those payments, because there can be penalties attached to not maintaining your payments, which essentially is not maintaining your agreement. Another thing I've heard is that sometimes the Landis people that you're working with, me as a realtor will be working with, representing you, aren't as responsive as they should be. And, sometimes with these programs, it's happened. This program is pretty much in its genesis stages. I mean, it only started back in 2019. Here's a cool little article that I found that was written up in the Forbes magazine. And I thought it was pretty cool just seeing the start of it and them talking in more and greater detail in regards to the program. Here are the two guys that started it, young people, young guys. And I think that based off of this article, pensions are definitely good to help people. All in all, you guys know me. If you've been following me long enough, I'm always saying rent to own scam. I hate it. But this program seems very legit. It seems to be, helping people. I always recommend going the traditional way, trying to, get there sooner, faster, and all that good stuff. Isn't always the best way. But I will say, if you're a person who's like, I really, really want to do this, I'm just sick of renting. I'm sick of all these different things. Hey, I've done the credit repair and they're just taking my money and they're not helping me. And I really want to try something that I think will help me, or at least get me into a home that, I can be proud of. Then this is a route for you. If you can, if you can get through this program and be in the house already that you love and that you're going to buy, then go for it. I will say the other thing is, there are penalties if you decide after the year or however long that it's like, oh, I changed my mind, I don't want to buy this house. So be sure when you go through this program, when you go through and buying the house, okay, because you're going to buy the house and find the house yourself before you go to live in it, right? And then you're going to be living in the house for up to 2 years. Make sure that when you go decide on that house, that it's the house that you want. Now, of course, you can still buy the house from them that you're maybe not the most excited about, but it's your house and you can do whatever you want to do with it after you buy it from them, right? Another thing is that people have been doing is, if you're trying to be a house hacker, people have been using this program who are already, maybe pre-approved or already have the credit that they need. And they've been using this program because, hey, the Landis uses cash. And so it's been helpful in negotiating in order to use this program. And then they buy it from Landis pretty much immediately after they go ahead and close and move into the property. Listen, guys, I hope that helps you. I like to be a realtor. I do these Tuesday tips to present options, options. And at the end of the day, I lay out the information for you and let you know that this is a viable option. I don't know if it's the best option for your situation. Only you can decide that. But at the very least, here's an option. Here's something for you. Listen, if you are interested in buying, selling, doing this program, you can go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com. And we're going to get you on a path to home ownership. Okay. One way or the other. One of these ways. Okay. We're going to get you there. Okay. So listen, remember, there's no place like home, no place like home buying. And I will see you next time on next week's new Tuesday tip at 2. Bye. Eligibility requirements. Eligibility requirements. So of course there are